The world is full of diamonds and gems, and we are having some of them here today to build this event. With this note, here's a hearty welcome, big and warm enough to encompass you all. On behalf of our institution, that is Vidyalanka School of Information and Technology, I, the host for today's event, Kinjal Kohli, am deeply appreciative and offer you my most grateful welcome on the very first day of VIGOUR. VIGOUR is an annual intercollegiate techno-cultural fest of VSIT. It provides an opportunity for individuals to showcase their skills. As the quote by Rumi, an ancient poet, goes, raise your words, not your voice. It is the rain that grows flowers, not thunder. The quote simply explains that the clearer you express your ideas or views on a particular topic, the greater are the chances of you convincing a group of people. And debating is exactly that. You need to prove your point, obviously, with a standard proof. This debate won't be a typical debate, the one having pros and cons as we used to do during our school days. As the theme of this year's Vigor is classic books, each one of you have to prove the supremacy of the book given to you. Whomsoever is able to do so wins. The theme chosen also gives an opportunity to the reader to dive right in and to explore a different world, the world wherein you'll be one of the characters of particular book, each participant having his or her own set of views for the book. Without taking much of your time, I'll quickly introduce today's judge, Mrs. Lakshmi Pillai ma'am. She is also the faculty member of VSIT. It will be a tough decision to choose who will win this war of words, more precisely, war of ideas. And I'm damn sure ma'am is the most suitable person to judge this event. Man's mind, once stretched by a new idea, never regains its original dimensions. So let's head on towards expanding the dimensions of our brain by the knowledge that these great participants of today's debate have. So, as I said earlier, first yeah, no? the first participant will be from War and Peace versus Wise Children.
Are the students for the topic present? Yeah, I can see here.
I would request the participants of War and Peace and Wise Children to please unmute themselves.
Yeah,
I can see here from Wise Children team. War and Peace. Who's the participant from War and Peace? Can you switch on your camera, please?
I would also like to inform you all that each contingent will be given only 3 minutes, and if you kind of extend the timings, then your points will be deducted. The contingent name which is given to you, that is the two names which I told right now, that is War and Peace, is the book for which the participants will be speaking, and the other book and the other contingent likewise is Wise Children. You will be speaking for the book called Wise Children.
Excuse me, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
I just want to know, has everybody received this name as of now, or have they gotten in advance?
It was given in advance so that you could prepare yourself properly and say about your books.
Okay, just one more question. When did everyone get their topics? Because we just got it.
The one who asked me the question right now regarding the list of books which you got right now, from which contingent you are?
Oh, you're talking about me, right? I got the
Yes.
book Treasure Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the participants from another team has not joined the meeting yet.
Okay, since there are some doubts regarding the books which we already gave you all, and you said you received it just now. So I'll be switching to the topic. I'll be giving a topic right now, and I'll be telling you who will speak against and who will speak for the topic. So the topic for War and Peace versus Vice Children is animal testing should be banned, and War and Peace will speak for the cons, while as pros goes to the Vice Children. I hope you got the order now. So I request War and Peace participant to please start with your points. Is there any participant from War and Peace?
No, because I can't see them in the participant list.
Okay. So we'll switch now. Let's take this one. Jane Irie first. Is there any participant from this
All
contingent?
right.
Yeah, okay. You start with the cons. A request the participants of contingent Jane Irie to start, or else you'll be deducted, will be disqualified
Yes,
from the competition.
yes. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
you're there. Yeah. Please
Do
switch
you
on
want
your
us
camera
to?
and start.
Okay, we have to say a green tag book, right?
Do you want us to speak on the topic of animal testing or the novel?
Yeah, the animal testing, because some people are saying that they received the topic just now. So I switched the topic to animal testing should be banned. And
Animal
you are
testing should
speaking
be
about
banned.
the cons.
Okay, Shreya, would you like to start?
Uh, 1 minute. And who is speaking in the favor of that?
It's Vice Children. Could you please
Excuse
start,
me.
because the time limit is 3 minutes and the timer has already started.
Yeah, okay. I need to switch on the camera, right? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, what you said, animal testing, right? So, in my opinion, the animal testing should not be banned because using animals for the experiment is cheaper, and there is no way to stimulate the human pregnancy apart from that. And the DNA of the some animals is like the highly similar to the that of humans also. So we can't test on the humans first of all because it is too risky for the population and for the country itself. But we can test on the animals. This means that many medicines for animals are also suitable for humans because the DNA of some animals is highly like similar to that of the humans. And it's like eventually while starting the growing of the capsule organs in the study diseases and as the experimental situations would be a much more human way for the cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, medicals and households. Everywhere we need to test the animals for the experiments like the cleaning industries to the test products and also and the millions of animals will no longer have to suffer the experimentation right now.
I would like to confirm once again, we are speaking against the topic, right? Hello?
Yeah, she's speaking the cons.
Yeah, we need to say that animal testing should not be banned, right? And that wise children group will say that animal testing should be banned.
No. We are still not getting this clear. The cons means animal testing is not good. Just tell us, are we speaking for the topic or against the topic?
Against the topic.
We are speaking against the topic, so animal testing should be banned.
Listen, dear, let me confirm you one thing. If animal testing
Yes, I am there in the
okay,
Just
the
a
other
minute.
contestants will have
Just. You're freezed. The one who was speaking for wise children. I guess there's some network issues. Other participant would like to cover up. Time is up for this contingent. The next contingent will speak about the pros. It was Jane ID, right?
yes, the person was saying I not for the white student. Uh, I I think animal testing should not be banned because yes, it is cruel to test about our experiments on animals. But with that, by testing, we also know what the surety of how much reliable our experiment is, and we can get to know about the new discoveries and scientific things and all everything. But we can reduce the amount of testing we do depending on the results and make sure that whatever we are testing is practically safe on everyone. And we can shift it to and also I would like to say why don't want that to be banned because of if we don't test it on animals and we will it would mean that directly testing it on humans, which would really harmful for every human being and even harmful for animals too. But on then we can at least know how reliable the human life is. And speaking upon the book of five children, which was written by Angela Carter, it talks about Dora
the
and
time
Dora
is done now.
No, time for the chain eye, right? It was Jane Eyre, which went out of time.
Excuse me, Kinzel, are you there? Please clear it out. Her time is done now. Why she's speaking now?
I guess it is the responsibility of the speaker to be clear with the topic, which I mentioned earlier in the starting as well, that we have switched the topic. So I would request other participants please not to interrupt the speaker, or else that time will be deducted from your 3 minutes.
Where you
May I
created the
continue?
confusion.
Yeah, sure. Last 1 minute.
All right. Now, speaking upon the book, which is this a bit on mystical side, a part of section 1, 2, or which is really a section kind of, we can say. It talks about two twin sisters, Dora and Nora Chan, who are famous for singers of the dance scene, and which is like British music hall, which has like dance accepted, and there's a legitimate their half brother, and they talk about their story after how it works up and what it is. It's really enjoyable. It's not too long for somebody to get bored up and everything. It's a really good book and all. And that's what I would like to say about the book.
Okay, that's it. Your time is up. Now, the next contingents, I request War and Peace, the participants of War and Peace, to kindly switch on your cameras, and Little Women. And your topic on which we'll be talking is plastic bags should be banned. I repeat, the topic is plastic bags should be banned. War and Peace will be speaking on the cons, while Little Women will be speaking for the pros. War and Peace, please start.
Just before we start, I have a few questions. Can we wait for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, we are speaking for pros, but there won't be a rebuttal round, right? There will be just a like speech round where we will be talking about a topic, but we won't interrupt the participant who is talking against us.
No, you cannot do so. That's why we are given a time limit of 3 minutes to each contingent. So for that time, you only can speak, no one can interrupt.
Okay, sure. And it is up to us. Like, can we decide how much a person speaks in our team?
Like it is of 3 minutes, so you can just speak for some time and let the other participants speak
Yeah,
for
like the ratio
other
can be
minutes.
anything. Like there is no criteria, na?
No, but only two of you are allowed to speak from a particular contingent.
Sure. And one last thing, the topic is plastic bags should be banned, and we are talking for that pro, so we should say that it should be banned, right?
Now I have clearly mentioned the topic and I have
Yeah,
mentioned
okay,
pros
no,
and
okay, sure,
cons.
got it,
So
sorry, sir. Yeah, got it.
yeah. Participant of
I'm
War and
so
Peace.
sorry to
Which are the
interrupt,
two
but
teams? Which are the two teams participating in this one?
War and Peace and Little Women.
Okay, cool.
I'm so I just got a query. Is it okay if I leave because I also got to attend the mandala event so also which is at 12 o'clock. So may I leave? I'm from
Yeah, it's fine. You can leave.
Vice Children. All right. Thank you so much for the.
Yeah, it's okay. War and Peace, participant of War and Peace, kindly switch on your camera and start with the topic.
Hello guys.
War and Peace, the timer has already started. Please start.
Hello. Hello. Are we audible? Hello. Are we audible?
Are we audible, guys?
Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Kindly start.
Yeah, audible. Shall start. So actually, War and Peace is a true-based story of a Russia. So basically, it speaks about the fantasies and the main terms of the facts, like how the this thing of war was happened between the Russias and all that stuff. So it is basically something like that.
Reality. It is based on reality. Our contingent vote is the most meaningful word, war and peace. It shows not only in the history but now what is happening in the world itself. it shows. मतलब this it is a novel-based story, but this thing is happening now also. You know, now we are facing war. We are fighting for peace. Something we are fighting for something that is for free. We get it for free, but still we are fighting for it. So it is a novel-based story, but War and Peace is something very meaningful and very impactful.
So keeping that thing apart, so looking upon the war and peace, everyone is facing war in their own specific mind, isn't it? So basically, keeping the novel things apart, and we'll look upon ourselves. So it is something different. Like we have to defeat ourselves. For example, if we are in the war and we want the peace, so how we will achieve that particular peace? So keeping the novel things apart.
That's it. Your time is up. War and Peace.
Taking
Isn't
ourselves as
that
an example in
wasn't that
that particular
topic like
situation, what will what?
plastic?
Thank you so much.
The
I just
next
wanted to
team, which is
confirm.
Little Women.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kinjal,
so
just
just
wanted to
wanted to
confirm that
confirm
topic was
that.
like a plastic ban or something like that, right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
mentioned it that the topic is changed.
Okay, so the committee is taking the note of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Just give us a cue when we can start.
Excuse
Participants,
me.
yeah, you can start.
Hello.
Yeah. कौन है ये? Any doubts?
Can you start like when is the timer starting or is it started?
No, I haven't started yet. I request Little Woman to start with the pros of plastic bags should be banned.
Okay, so first of all, why should the plastic be banned? First of all, a good debate is one that gives you stats. So I'll give you the stat that 80 million tons of plastic ends up in the ocean every year, not just in. The simple thing is just ban plastics. Why? Because there are many places where single use of plastic is conducted and it cannot be recycled. And something which cannot be recycled will be staying in the atmosphere and on the earth for a decade or a century. So what is the use? And even if you burn it, it will just lead up to air pollution. So the only thing that we can do is ban plastic. Gautam, would you like to continue from here?
Yes, the thing you said is very, very banned because I think it's not harmful for us, but also for the animals who are not who are just roaming around, fellows who are eating those plastic bags from the dustbin, and I think it is very, very harmful for them. Yeah, you
So,
can
as
continue.
very well mentioned by my co-participants, that animals cannot distinguish between food and plastic. So when they consume plastic, it just goes into their stomach and their system, and they are affected badly. Same thing with us, because there are very small particles of plastic available in our food as well. And according to a recent study by the United Nations, it is said that if you consume more of the things in plastic, plastic bags, that can cause cancer. So vegetables, fruits that are bought up in plastic bags, like they can cause effect to your body. So what is the use of bringing them in plastic bags? You can clearly use an alternative that is clearly available and also used on a large scale now, which is the grocery bag and the paper bags or the cloth bags. They are really good for you and you can just use them again and again. You can just wash them. You cannot wash plastic bags. You can just use them and throw them out and they will just affect the environment. So my take on this is that I strongly stand with the topic that plastic bags should be banned and single use of plastic should be like totally cut out from the world. Gautam, any views?
Yeah, you're right. It's just a piece of garbage. It's just very, very bad for our earth. So because you're right, we have to just cut off this bag, and yes, that's it.
Thank you,
So
team
just
Little Women. Your time is up.
thank you.
Yeah. So the next two contingents will be going against each other are Lanark and Pale Fire. I repeat myself. The next two contingents that will be going against each other are Lanark and Pale Fire. I request the participants to switch on their cameras. Pale Fire and Lanark, kindly switch on your cameras.
Excuse me, Kinjal, what's going on? I just joined in. Whose team is it?
You're from which contingent?
It says The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, just a moment. I'll get back to you. Okay, so I guess the participants from both the contingents aren't there. So we'll switch to the next one. That is Mansfield Park versus Scoop. Kindly switch on your cameras, participants.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Mansfield.
Yeah, you're audible. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah.
Okay.
मैं ये बोल रहा था, Pursuit of Love का कभी है?
Sorry, what you're speaking. Your voice is cracking.
I am asking Pursuit of Love का कभी है? Slot.
I'll let you know since I'm taking the name of the contingents. When it is your turn, I'll shortly take the name of your contingent as well.
Okay.
Topic for Lanark versus Pale Fire is Mansfield versus Scoop. I'm so sorry. Mansfield versus Scoop are men better employees than women? I repeat the topic. Are men better employees than women?
Could you brief us with who's going for and against?
Yeah. I'll just get back to that. So the Scoop will go with the pros and the other team will go with the cons.
So we have to prove that women are better than men as employees, right?
I guess pros and cons, that the basic meaning you should.
So our topic is that women is men's. So in the sense, this statement is in self justified as some works need a physical stamina and which men's have and women's don't, and that differentiate. Plus, as we see that society, men's are like working for 10 hours and women did not cannot give their 10 hours to their work like men's can do. So this is also a point that men's be the best employee than the woman, we can say. And third point which I want to put out is sometimes the woman did not get that much approach in one position which men can do with their hard work. So women be some far away from that position because of their situations of handling, and men's handle those situations in a very well manner. I would like Tej Pal to take some points too.
Okay, so my point on the topic is, as I feel men are the better employees because women have much more responsibilities. No doubt they have responsibilities, but sometimes it happens that because of many things in their hand, they could not give their proper focus or attention to one thing. Like if they are even handling their household courses and they are working as an employee in a company, so they have their focus divided in two parts. So might happen their focus is disturbed and they can't give that better that as compared to a men can do.
Yes. So So this is in self is a justified that men's are the little better than women's.
Yeah, and if we talk our country, so it is in like here many of the people don't allow their women to like do a job or something. If even I feel to do a job, but I am not like what we can say, I don't have permission to do. So, but if I forcefully do that, so I won't give that better, which I can give.
And plus the negative point is that if my family is stopping me as a woman and my company is harming with that, so I don't think I will be a better employee, because I will be rather than not giving my 100% to the work and company will be getting in some danger position. So men's are in a plus point of that. And
That's
plus
Yourself last 10 minutes.
so we
10
were
seconds.
concluding that physical strength makes the men's the better employees. Second is the society stereotypes thinking, which gives the men's the plus point of being the better employee than women. And third
Yeah,
is the
that's it.
opportunity.
Thank you,
Thank
contingent
you.
scoop. Yeah. Now I'd request contingent Mansfield to speak against the topic.
Okay, so according to study by Hive, women work 10% harder than men, and it is also seen that the work is more assigned to women. 55% work is assigned to women than men. So women can work efficiently compared to men because women can do both the work of women also and men also. So it is shows that study also shows that women are more efficient than men. So Sahil.
Yeah, so that's a wonderful fact put forth by my partner Deepak. But if we have to understand why that level, women generally are better at handling emotions and staying calm at specific stressful situations when it's required, as compared to men. Because we men tend to lash out, we men tend to have emotional outbursts when we are leading a team, let's say handling some project. But women are not like that. They are very rational minded. They think based on logics and they think for the group. They're better leaders that way. Over to you, Deepak.
So my dear partner, you said your family is not allowing you to work. So basically nowadays in India, most of the people are encouraging women to work, and women also proving that. And if your family is stopping you to work, you have to take a step for yourself and you have to prove yourself that you are able to do the work, and definitely your family will understand one day. So most of the women are doing that also. Sahil.
Yeah, so coming back to why women are better at working, it's proved that according to the first point that my partner said, that the productivity of females is extremely high, and that's because they get a lot of work done in a short amount of time as compared to men. Because we as men tend to get like we men tend to get distracted every single time. We get distracted. We're more prone to distraction than women are, and so it's extremely straightforward and productive, and women are more efficient than men. Deepak?
And nowadays in every sector we can see women are doing their best compared to men, and we are not saying that men are not able to do the work. Men are also, but women are more efficient than men. So my conclusion is woman is far better than men in working condition.
Yeah, that okay. And also, I'd also like to take a few examples. Like, a lot of these schools, a lot of the colleges that we go to, a lot of the colleges that we attend events of, their principals and their coordinators are also mostly women. A lot of people in the politics are women. A lot of people, in the
Conclude
education
yourself
sector are
last
women.
30
In the hospitals
seconds.
are women. And thus the conclusion is that women are being posted at higher positional jobs in a lot of places right now more frequently, and that's because of their work ethic, their efficiency, and hence that's what makes them better than men. Of course there are fields where men are better than women, but in specific fields women excel far better than men. That's our conclusion, and thank you.
Thank you. Now the next contingents are it's Great Gatsby versus Treasure Island. Gets Great Gatsby versus Island. Participants, please switch on your cameras. Okay, so your topic for the day is beauty pageants degrade womanhood. I repeat myself. The topic for these two contingents are beauty pageants degrade womanhood, wherein Great Gatsby will speak for the topic and Treasure Island will speak against it. And I would request Great Gatsby to start with it.
All right, guys, here's my topic that pageants basically degrade womanhood. And I completely agree with this. I mean, have you seen these pageants? You know, what happens in these is that women are made to walk around like beauty models, and basically they are set to, they are expected to set a standard that's very high for most women to achieve, right? But that's actually impossible because these people train their entire lives to be there. And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on women worldwide, and you see a lot of those trends coming up in, say, magazines like Cosmopolitan or something like that, and that's just unfair to women overall. Anyway, the topic isn't that, but it's just something that pageants aren't really good at. Another thing is these whole pageants are completely scripted, and basically if you ever see them, it's more based on beauty, less on personality. And setting beauty as a standard for entire mankind is just derogatory at this point, because humanity was still in its primal stages. Beauty did play a role, because the more beautiful someone was, the more likely they were able to bear children, and that's the exact premise on which men in the earlier stages were, Neanderthals and all that. So at that stage, beauty did matter. At this stage, I just think beauty is superficial, and focusing on superficial things for a society is extremely, extremely harmful. You should focus more on what a person is like, their personality more, if anything else. And just making women compete in a way. I mean, competition is good, competition is healthy, but judging someone focused solely on their looks and whatnot is just derogatory, I think. I mean, you look at women all across the world, I think everyone is beautiful in their own right, and nobody should be judged based on their looks except for just a compliment. But more than that, if you put it in an actual competition, and the amount of pressure that these women face, the diets that they go through, they're harming their bodies, honestly. And that is something that I could never promote. That is something that I will never forgive. It is just derogatory. That's my take on it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. The other contingent, that is Treasure Island, will speak against the topic. I repeat the topic. It is beauty pageants degrade womanhood. You'll speak against the topic.
Okay.
Contingent Treasure Island.
Yeah, so basically, I would say that Rome wasn't built in a day, as we all know it. Beauty pageants are something which have gone against decades. We have seen them throughout World War II. We have seen them through at the beginning of World War I, after the World War I. And beauty pageants have had some very crucial roles in our society. About the point of bearing child, beauty pageants are not the very reasons people bear children. Beauty pageants are means for women to uplift themselves through ideas and about superficiality. I don't think what beauty pageants are doing is trying to create a superficial idea of beauty. What they are doing is everybody likes attractive things. Let's be honest with ourselves. We are attracted to things which are beautiful. We are attracted to things which are seemingly, they're powdered up, they are polished, they are, just attractive in a way. And beauty pageants, what they're doing with this is they are putting out important ideas. So what we tell about beauty pageants is beauty with brains. And the very concept of having that brains is putting out a project about themselves where they have worked so hard to help the humankind, mankind in a way that it gives back. And what beauty pageants are doing with this is they are creating a social media buzz with such topics where the pageants are coming on stage talking about what they've done for humanity, and how they think that that particular topic or that particular area of their expertise can help the world. Even with the questions in the final round during the beauty pageants are why you can help the world, how you can help the world, is there a particular way you can help the world? And this is what beauty pageants have been so forth and so fine about.
Your time is up.
Yeah.
Right. Before we conclude, though, hi, Treasure and Uncle. Very nice speech there. I would just like to ask you: do you think that these things are not scripted? These people are told exactly what they have to say in advance, but the only way that they get to that point, right? I mean, I could say that I am.
Great gets by. That doesn't allow. You can only speak within the 3 minutes which were allotted to you.
How is it a debate then, my friend? But it's okay. Fine, go on.
Yeah.
By the way, good going, Ankur. That was nice.
Thank you, you too.
Just a minute, guys. We'll get back to you soon. Okay, so we are done with all the teams, and the like 6 teams are there which are moving on to the semi-final round. I'll be
Wait. एक मिनट. हम बाकी है. Pursuit of love.
Yeah, I'm coming. Let me speak.
अच्छा.
Yeah, it's Jane Eyre versus Little Women, which will be the first debate of the semifinals. Second one is Mansfield Park versus The Great Gatsby, and the third one is Pursuit of Love versus Treasure Island. These 6 teams will be competing against each other in the semifinals round, and this will be a rebuttal round. So yeah, time limit wala jo earlier it was there, it is not there now. And the topic for the that is Jane Eyre versus Little Women is human cloning should be legalized. I repeat myself, the topic is human cloning should be legalized for the contingents Jane Eyre versus Little Women. And yeah, the rebuttal round will be of 5 minutes. We'll be getting 2 minutes extra in total 5 minutes, in which you also have to conclude yourself. The contingent Jane Eyre will speak for the topic, while the Little Women contingent will speak against the topic. So I request participants of both the contingent Contingents Jane, ID, and Little Women. If you won't switch on your cameras, you'll be disqualified from the round. Last call for the contingent Little Women and Jane, ID.
Will you please keep it in the last? Actually, I am outside. Within 5 minutes, please. What's the topic? Will you please tell me? Listening.
Okay, so it's okay. You can speak afterwards. We'll move on to the next contingent, that is Mansfield Park
Thank you so
versus the
much.
Great Gatsby. I request the participants to kindly switch on their cameras. Mansfield Park versus Great Gatsby.
Hi, could you repeat what just happened? I wasn't really here.
Switch on your cameras. Contingent Mansfield Park and Great Gatsby. Yeah. Okay, so the topic for you is like, should your passwords, like be it any password, be it your phone's password or be it your Gmail password, should it be shared with your parents? And Mansfield Park contingent will speak for the topic while the Great Gatsby will speak against the topic. Should your passwords be shared with your parents?
But having that said, can we get like at least 60 seconds to prepare?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Could you
He wants time
ask
to
the
prepare.
question
1
again?
minute.
Yeah, can I get at least 60 seconds to prepare?
Okay, sure. Yeah, 60 seconds.
क्या बोल रहा है ये अंकुर?
Okay, so 1 minute is up. Now I request contingent Mansfield Park to start with the topic.
Okay, so we are speaking for the topic. Children should share their password with their parents because in today's era, in digital era, children should share their password with parents because on what account they are having access, their parents don't know. If their parents know about that, so if children is going in a wrong direction, they can see that and they can take their children back to the right direction. So according to
from what he said. I have 3 points which I'll put out and then I'll give it back to you, Deepak. So the first point is safety, because let's say that you lose your password or you lose access to your account, or something happen, like God forbid something happens to your account and you forget to log in. If it's a Gmail account, that's going to be extremely important, or you're going to have to create an entire ecosystem all from scratch if you lose your Gmail account. And so if someone else, most probably your parents, because they're the most trusted for you, if they have access to your account, then it's possible for you to still recover the account because they know the password and you can recover it that way. And so safety is of utmost importance. And so the parents are the best people to trust. Second thing is about trust. Again, it builds off from the first point, and it's building trust. Now, the fact that in this day and age and being from this generation, you're still sharing a password with your parents, it builds a huge amount of trust with your parents, and they feel, they feel good that their son is trusting them enough to, to share their passwords, to trust their social media and their account, their online and their entire online presence in your hands. And that builds a huge amount of trust, and it also builds loyalty and all that. Third point is it's convenient for parents, because I'd just like to say one story that I'd like to mention. It was a sci-fi movie from the future. And so what happened was, one teenager, God forbid, dies, and his mom has been with the password right because she didn't know the password. So she had to wait for years and trying all the different combinations to get the password right, because it was important to get the pics from inside it, and she wanted to get the pics inside. Now, those pics might not mean too much, might seem stupid, but it's very reminder for them. And so that's another example that hit me really hard, because there are some stuff and there are some pics that remind us of our parents, and God forbid if anything happens, then having a password, having our password with the parents. I conclude my points. Deepak, over to you.
Specific round. So you are free to make a statement. Another person can make another statement, like a counter statement. I just wanted to make that clear to the contestants before we proceed.
Okay.
As long as you are a minor, can I speak?
Yeah, but Mansfield Park has been speaking for quite some time. So the Great Gatsby, you can chip in whenever you want to give a counter argument. Let's have
Right.
this as
Okay.
a rebuttal round. Yeah, since
Yeah,
Kinjal
Okay,
did
okay.
mention
Yeah,
that,
I'm
Got it.
let's
yet
just
to.
have
I'm
this as a
yet to.
rebuttal round. Yeah. So
Sure.
if
Okay.
you're not
Rebuttal.
stepping in, anytime soon, then Mansfield Park can continue. Yeah.
All right. Well, the 4 points that you mentioned: one is recovery, second is wrong direction, third is trust between parents and children, fourth is convenience for parents. I mean, here's the thing about recovery: anyone can do it. I can recover your password for you if you don't know how, and so parents aren't really required. It's not a very logical argument. Second is wrong
no, all
direction.
the
Well,
password
here's
you
the
can't
thing.
recover.
Well, you can recover every single thing if you have the right credentials and
No,
you have the right
no,
recovery
if you have
device.
a
So hold
financial
on a second.
credentials, you
When I'm
can't recover
speaking, please
that
don't speak up.
passwords in your
I did not
Deepak,
interrupt you. Please don't interrupt me, my friend.
Deepak, let me complete.
Another thing is wrong direction. So as when you talk about wrong direction, having online wrong direction is the same thing as offline. It doesn't really matter if it's online or offline. I'd say every single child in their life will try to explore something, and it's better if they go online than offline, because you can still recover yourself from an online thing, not as in an offline thing where it is physically dangerous, which is not the case with online. And secondly, every single person will go in the wrong direction. As you stated, there's no right or wrong, honestly, in this era. I mean, a person has their freedom, they're free to do whatever they want, and nobody should be dictating what you can and what you cannot do. Third thing, trust between parents and children. Here's the thing: if you can't trust your children with anything, then you don't give them internet access or whatever. But if you can trust them, then teach them the right things so that they don't go in your wrong direction, and so that you can trust your children. If you just can't trust your children enough with the internet, then there's something wrong with your upbringing. Anyway, convenience for parents. You said the mother needed pics for daughter when she went missing, got after years. So if you don't even have pictures of your children, right, and you need to wait years to get pictures of your daughter, well then, yeah, there's definitely something wrong with your relationship right from the beginning. It's no excuse to say that, yeah, you need to share the password or whatever. It's just, it's not a very logical argument, is it? Think about it. Anyway, going on with my argument, I'll just start my yeah, go on.
No. You're starting with your argument, right? Please begin.
Right. Kinchil, is the time for rebuttals over? Should I just go forward with my thing, or can Mansfield go for a rebuttal?
Hosts.
Oh, by the way, Sahil, good arguments, man. Honestly.
Yeah,
Thanks,
last
man.
1 minute.
Okay, Mansfield, the
So,
stage is yours for any rebuttals.
okay, you said password recovery is possible. You can recover the passwords. For financial credentials, it is not possible. Like and ICCI own bank app. For that bank apps, you can't recover the password. If you forget once, you totally forget. Again, you have to visit to the bank only. So it is not possible in all the cases.
Yeah, and I also have an iPhone 5s which is still lying in the cupboard because we couldn't figure out the password to it. And it has all the most important of my grandfather who is lately passed away. All right, so it's extremely important to share passwords and all that. And also the second point that you mentioned where also your entire argument seemed like it would be from someone coming from the West. That would work very well in the West because in the West people leave their families at the age of 18, they're more independent and all that stuff like that. But here in India, we believe in staying together, we believe in family, we believe on building trust amongst our family, and that's the reason for India the points that I mentioned are extremely relevant and valid. Deepak, any points from
Well,
you?
here's the thing: the trust
and
in
you said
India is very well valid, and trust, like Indian culture, is more like staying together and whatnot, right? I completely agree with that. However, the issue here is what you're saying is not about trust; it's more about policing. That parents should be able to police their children whenever they want, and that is not something that I agree with. I believe that everyone should have the freedom, whether in the West or in the East, in India or in USA. Freedom is something that is very important and something that every person craves. However, there's a very toxic mentality that a lot of people all across the world have. It's not just India, by the way, Mexico too, and so does some European families, which are very closely knit together. They have this culture where parents and children
Yes,
should be
the
bonding
time is
together.
up.
So
Okay, I just like to mention one point in rebuttal to that. All right. So in
Last
relation
point. After
in,
that, you should
sure,
stop.
sure.
Yeah, last
That's the
point.
last. That's the last. So if it came off as policing, that's not what we meant it as. We meant it as transparency because in building trust and everything, transparency is extremely important, and that's what builds trust. And so instead of policing, I'd rather refer to the term as transparency. But
hey,
great
good
argument.
job, Sahil.
It was fun.
You too, man. It's really fun. Okay, going forward with my speech, right? I have 3 minutes, if that's correct, Kinjal.
No, that's
I guess
it.
we have 5
We'll
minutes.
move on to the next contingent now.
Bro, hello, excuse me. I didn't get the time to at least speak. I had my own points prepared, man.
It was
But you know
total
what?
5 minutes, but I still gave 1 minute extra.
Okay, 5 minutes was the total for both teams.
Yeah.
You should have said that in. I thought because we're in the semis, each team will get. It's okay. I said my points anyway, and let's move on. Even if I lose, I don't really mind. It was a great experience for me.
I mean, GG,
But
man.
I'm pretty sure I'll win. GG, I'll win anyway. So.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next contingent, which is Pursuit of Love versus Treasure Island. I would request the participants to kindly switch on your cameras. Treasure Island.
Yes,
Yeah, kindly switch on your camera.
my camera is on.
Yeah. Okay, so the topic for you guys is, should a certain period of community service be required for all students who are, taking admission into the college? I would repeat myself. Should a certain period of community service be required for all students taking admission into colleges? And Pursuit of Love will be speaking for the topic, whereas Treasure Island will go against the topic.
Can you write
Yeah.
the topic in chat box?
Okay. I'll give 1 minute preparation time to both the teams. And I would again repeat myself, the total time for both the teams is 5 minutes. It is a revertible round. Yeah, this were the instructions.
Can you write the topic in chat box?
Yeah, just a moment. We are doing
Okay.
so.
Hey, Kinjal, I just wanted to confirm this. This event here is only for students who are currently in college, right? Not people who've graduated and whatnot. Just confirm.
Yes,
Just
it
confirming.
is a intercollegiate event. So definitely the students part, like who are in college, the event is for them.
Right. Okay.
One minute is up. I would request both the contingents to switch on their cameras. Yeah, so I'll repeat it for the last time. The topic for you guys is, should a certain period of community service be required for all students taking admission into the college? And Pursuit of Love will be speaking for the topic, while Treasure Island will go against the topic. 5 minutes for you guys. The timer starts.
Okay. So yes. Thank you so much. Talking about the community service, which is very important to to know the students. Like students should learn community service subject in schools and colleges, because social service is very important in today's generation. If you go to any NGO, if you go to anywhere, you need social services. So I feel that yes, it should be for the topic, and it should be community services, such as you can help the poor children to for the education part. You can give some of the other food products to the poor people who is who can't buy the food, who can't afford the basic needs of life. I feel it should be a subject, it should be taught to the students, so that our future generation would be safe. Our future generation would adopt the culture of how the people should help each other in any ways you can go. Other than this, talking about the the new education policy, which is very important to be noted, because new education policy is now adopting the subjects like personality development, and also many things other than only studies. Yes, one subject should add the one subject should add to the point that the community service. Yes, I would like my other opponent to speak some few words about this topic. So like it's 5 minutes each, or like we can just rebattle or something. Hello.
I think it's 5 overall.
Oh, 5 overall. Okay, you can speak if you want.
So with respect to, as you said, that community service should be where you give out, food and give out stuff. I don't think community service is the essence of giving out stuff to people or helping people in a way that you have to kind of give out stuff. No, community service when it comes to colleges is a way to understand how much people are, how much students in particular are dedicated to a particular art. Say it be painting, say it be running track, say it be doing leadership quality. So community service has been a thing about assessing how much you have credited to a particular activity, how much you have acquainted yourself with a particular activity. Community service has never been about specifically helping or giving out. It has been, community service hasn't been about giving out your stuff away. It has been about helping other people, and it doesn't have to be with respect of giving out food or giving out stuff. It is if helping someone, reaching the goal, teaching someone
that is what community service essence is. With respect to other ideas which I have put forward, like the NEP, I don't think NEP clearly focuses on community service as such, but yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much. You proved my point as you told about the definition of community service. But many people are unaware about this topic, and this should be expanding colleges, because everyone should know about how the community service work, how it work with the large extent, how the community service would adopt the change in future, how this will help in future perspective as you go ahead in future, how it will develop your personality and how it will develop your viewpoint, which is very important. Thank you so much for proving my point. Thank you so much again, adding to the point that community services, as you told, that it is not like if you're spreading food or something, but it is all about the mindset of the people, how you are how you're making a mindset to help each other, how your mindset is very important to know this today's generation. And talking about the mindset of the people and the mentality of the people, people are usually trying to degrade the other people or other participants or whatever it may be. But the community service is also, yeah, you can just one point and that's it. So community service is it should be compulsory subject to all the students in the colleges, because many people are unaware, and it should be taught in large extent, and there should be many areas which we need to cover. Thanks, you can go.
It is very credential that you think that community service is something which is helping the mindset of people, but fixing a particular time on or making it compulsory for everyone actually degrades that point where you say that community service should be from the heart, should be from the inner self, and that itself is very upsetting, that people should feel obliged to do something and not out of their own self. So yeah, there should be no fixed time for community service. It should come out from within and from heart, and not from an obligation to a particular college or a particular institution. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So one more thing I wanted to cover, that as you told that it should be come from heart. But you know what? See, अगर आप दिल से community service कर रहे हो, तो क्या
Guys,
वो एक
the
गरीब का
time is
पेट
up.
भर रहा है? नहीं भर रहा है. Okay.
It's already 5 minutes. Yeah. So thank you both the contingents and the participants. So coming back to the first contingent, which they said like they'll be doing it at the end, it was Jane ID versus Little Women. Participants, kindly switch on your cameras.
Yeah, yes. Thank you.
Little Women, I would request you to kindly switch on your camera. Okay, so the topic which was given, I guess you heard the topic. I'll repeat myself again. It is human cloning should be legalized. I repeat the topic. Human cloning should be legalized.
Hello.
And yes, you're audible, Little Women, participant of that contingent. Jane ID will be speaking for the topic, and Little Women will be going against the topic. The time limit is 5 minutes, and it is a revertible round. So the time
goes
will
first?
start. Sorry?
Who goes first?
It is a revertible round. It's upon you.
Hello.
I would invite you to go first, Little Women.
Yeah, the timer has started.
Okay, so just as we are for the topic, I'll just go first. Human cloning should be legalized. So first of all, has been legalized. Many countries have legalized this, and the European Union has given a green flag to this cloning because it is very productive in nature, and there are many advantages that we will be covering forward in our debate. So this was my opening statement.
I think you're speaking against the topic.
We are for the topic, right?
You're speaking against the topic.
Just a confirmation from my partner because I was in the quiz round and I just came back.
You're from which contingent?
Little Women.
Little Women is speaking against the topic, and Jane ID will be speaking for the topic.
Sorry, so you can just, Jane can go for the opening.
I think when we look at human cloning, a lot of people see at human cloning as reproducing an entire baby, like a photocopy. It's not like that. Human cloning has a lot of other implications. Human cloning is mostly used nowadays into medical purposes, where you just regrow a certain part of your body, some cells, some tissues where it is not possible for to take those parts. Like it is not possible for someone to donate those parts and then be reused again. So these parts are usually cloned. A lot of people have this misconception that human cloning is entirely creating a different race of population that is cloned and not reproduced naturally. So I think if this gets out of the way, we could move further into the debate. Like,
so I don't think that cloning is the best possible thing that we can do for growing tissues, because robotic prosthetics is an upcoming thing and it has been like widely used in the States and the United Kingdom, and it is surely coming to India. So robotic prosthetics is something that can develop tissues like same like the human tissues, and it is not cloning. Coming to your part that people are thinking that we are growing a different population, yes, it is true that we are growing a different population altogether, because we are not creating them naturally. They are being created using the embryos or the cells from human body, but they are not a part of them. They are used for scientific purposes, and that is true that we are creating a new set of population.
no, we are not creating a new set of population. We are already taking what is living and we are giving it a stimulus where it grows in a different environment. It grows into the body of a different person and it helps that person to survive. Maybe it may be a matter of life and death. And in such situations, I don't think we should really look further. Again, I would like to clear
So
this
I
out,
don't
that in
think
most
you are
countries
going
you
for the
said that
reproductive
it's
cloning
no.
part of it.
In
You are
most
going for the
countries,
reproductive. I'm just sorry. I just wanted to be clear that you are going for the reproductive cloning part of it, right?
no, I'm going for the therapeutic one where you
Therapeutic.
just produce
So there are
certain stuff.
alternatives for every cloning. For reproductive, there are other options available where the couples can use for reproductive person. For therapeutic cloning, there are many options available in the States which they are coming up, and now they are supplying them to the United Kingdoms. So cloning is not an option and not something that is the only option available now. There are many options available from the past, and cloning has come now. So why to use cloning when there are options available? That is my point. So if you are introducing
Because
Listen,
cannot.
it is not just like in the present situation also itself. Like India is a country with a rich heritage and has heard stories from the centuries that lead like in the ancient ages. And one of the oldest is like the Hindu mythology. You must be aware of that. The script talks about the cloning. I just heard in that in the Mahabharata, the process of human cloning was performed on the Kauravas. According to the story of the Mahabharata, a woman named the Gandhari, you must be aware of that, produced a mass of flesh after 2 years of the pregnancy, and the flesh was cut into the hundred of parts and treated with the ghee, herbs, and etc., and was kept in the different pots. This process was performed by the Rishi Vyas. Later, 100 living beings came into the existence because of that process. So cloning is continued from that ancient time itself. And
but
you
if
was
something
talking
is
about the reproductive
continued, but
cloning,
if
right?
something
So
started from the
under the
mythological times,
reproductive cloning,
something started
the
from the
use of
mythological times,
somatic
it doesn't
cell
give you the
nuclear
right to bring it
transfer.
forward in the new world, because there are many practices considered from the mythological times. You can't start them in the new age world, because there are many
No.
practices that were denied and there are many practices that are debatable. So we cannot say that it was practiced in the mythological times. We can make it here too.
We
So
were
This
not
is
ultimately,
saying
because
that we
this
were
is
carrying
because
forward it. It is not mean
This
that.
is because, yeah, you said there are different options. Like we have options other than cloning. In most
yeah. So
countries,
why
it is
do we
not
need
yet
options?
legalized. No,
Why
no.
not
The
different
reason
options?
it's not legalized is not scientific reasons, but a lot of Christian countries, Christian-dominated countries, are not doing this based
Yeah,
on,
the time is up.
yeah, their mythological
Guys,
reasons.
guys,
So
the
do we get
time
a
is up.
conclusion? Done.
Okay, last 30 seconds for conclusion.
Go ahead.
Here you go.
I
Go
want
ahead.
to conclude it. It's like to say the advantages of human cloning. It is helping the resolving the fertility issues. Like in the couples who are naturally not able to conceive will have a baby that will genetically belong to them. Infertility has become an issue in the today's world, and this can be treated with the help of the human cloning. Countries that we have a low birth rate solve the issue with the help of this process. Even with the medical advancement, also with the help of the human cloning, a new methods for the treatment of disease will be possible. Body parts, people suffering from heart diseases and other sorts of diseases, human cloning can also help in the growing the back of limbs of the human body.
Okay,
I'll
so
just
coming
end
to my
with
point,
you
yeah,
Guys,
shouldn't
yes,
just
that's
sir.
it. 30 seconds are up as well.
So 30 seconds each, right? For conclusion.
Let him conclude, na?
So I get 30 seconds to conclude, right?
That's it. I guess I gave the 30 seconds for conclusion as well.
For both of us.
Yeah. Okay.
So I didn't interrupt because I thought
Conclude.
that
Last 30 seconds for you. Yeah. Conclude.
20 seconds.
Fatafat.
That is fine. So how many seconds?
30.
Okay. So just to conclude myself, if you search human cloning for the topic, the first thing that appears is fertility issues. So I think that is the point my opponents have picked up. But I would like to say that many countries, except the European countries, have banned it right now, and they have said that they would never practice it as it is creating a new set of population for everyone, including the United States. There are many parts of United States that have legally banned this and said that will never bring it into practice. So just to bring that forward, that is my conclusion point, that it is banned and should not be legalized. Thanks.
If your reason is just religious
Yeah.
and
Thank
ethical,
you.
it shouldn't really be
Thank you from.
practiced.
Thank you both the contingents. Your time is already up. You concluded as well. And we are done with the debate. Like we started with the first round, then we moved to the semifinals. We're done with the semifinals as well. And I'm sure many of you would have got great insights on the topic which the participants discussed. I would request Lakshmi Pillai ma'am to speak some words.
All right. So, hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'll just begin by saying that I was really entertained. That is the first thing that I would convey, because there was a whole number of participants with a lot of different characters, and I could see it in the way that you expressed your points. I think some of you all were able to express your points really well. Like, clearly, you had a very clear understanding of what you wanted to say, what were the different aspects of the the topic, etc. Some of you all did have a little bit of a struggle when it came to understanding what the topic is, understanding how you could like rebut with your teammate, with your opponent, etc. But yeah, it was entertaining. That's the best way I can put it. And I'm glad that I could see a lot of people coming up with different points on the topic. Some of the topics were a little difficult to take aside for, right? For instance, when we talk about sharing passwords with parents, it's not a topic that you can easily pick a side for, because any of us would actually agree that, hey, we don't want to share our passwords with anyone, right? But the fact that when you are given a side that is difficult to express and you're able to do it in a manner that's quite convincing is what a true debater is, right? That's what it's all about. So yeah, thank you so much to all the participants who were part of the debate competition. I wish you all the best for your results. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I would like to also mention one thing, that the list of the parties like winners will be announced at the end of the day, like not end of the day, on the last day of the festival. So make sure to attend that meeting as well. Yeah. And that's it. And I move forward with vote of thanks now. I'd like to dedicate this quote to all the participants, and the quote by Elon Musk. You all must be knowing him. Goes like, people should pursue what they are passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. The English writer G.B. Stone said, silent gratitude isn't of much use to anyone. And we, the VSITians, agree on her. On behalf of the whole institution, I would like to shout out my thanks to all who has considered the power of thank you. These two words express gratitude, humility, understanding, as well as acknowledgement. As quoted by Halford Lucock, no one can whistle a symphony alone. It takes an orchestra to play it. Likewise, this event wouldn't be a grand success without the involvement of you, each one of you. I deem it a great honor to propose a vote of thanks to each and everyone who helped us making this session a great success. First of all, I'd like to thank our today's guest, Lakshmi Pillai ma'am. I would like to take this opportunity to convey a hearty thanks to our beloved Principal Dr. Rohini Kelkar ma'am, Vice Principal Asif Rampurawala sir, Mr. Vijay Gavde sir, and our CEO, Dr. Sarika Chauhan ma'am, for the valuable guidance and support in all we do. I would also like to thank the Student Council and our conveyors, Ashwini ma'am, Sabir sir, Shreyas sir, and Sanjay sir, for the efforts and support. Also would take immense pleasure to thank our backstage helpers and our beloved audience. This is Kinjal Kohli, host for this event, signing off for the day. Thank you all.